Hello, this is Bridget with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, we're going to be doing a pick a pile tonight. I know I still have signs to do, but I've received, a lot of gifts this week, and so I wanted to make sure I got to say thank you to everybody who sent me gifts and get them into a reading that everybody can enjoy. And I know not everybody is guaranteed to see it in a astrological sign reading. So first, Kristin has sent me the Secret Language of Color cards. I actually used these last night in the Scorpio reading. She has sent me the Pleiadian workbook, which has been so funny because I went to this place, Kwan's, recently, and on my way there, Kuan Yin was coming into my head, and you see the books from Kuan Yin. She also sent me the Four Insights, which is another book that I've had synchronicity with this week. And then earlier in the week, she sent me the Circle Life Tarot. Today, I received the Star Tarot. And a few days ago, like last week, I got the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck. So I've already been using that a lot. I know she got to see that in the Pisces reading. So I'm just going to stick to some of the newer gifts tonight because I have so many of them. So I also wanted to say thank you for these chakra healing cards from Kathrin. Thank you very much, Kathrin. And then the Sacred Traveler cards, Oracle cards from Cheryl. And she says she loves my sense of humor and all of that. And I did, use these other cards and gifts from Kristin and other readings, but this, I figured I'd put them in this one. So what you guys are going to be finding out, does this person even care? Did they ever even care? Okay, so we're just going to see, did they care? Did they care? And whatever else comes through. We have 3 piles here, 1, 2, and 3. Labradorite Merkaba, the alien quartz skull, and then Andean Opal, I believe. I don't know for sure. So 210. We're starting off with the Merkaba. So we're just finding out, does this person care? Did they ever care? Do they care? Type of energy, okay? So I've got the Fool coming through with the Star Tarot, as well as the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords. For chakra energy, we have the sacral chakra with flexibility. I believe this is the soul star chakra, divine wisdom. And then staying focused, hold the course from the sacred traveler. And then rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. We also have 7 of Wands and the Page of Swords from the Circle Tarot, and I forgot to get a color, so I'll get you guys a color. Just so many gifts. Alright, so did this person ever care? Overcoming your challenges. And on the bottom is improve your vision. Alright, so I'm going to tap into your past real quick with this situation, just because I'm seeing a lot of past energies here. Even the way that the cards are worded, it's clear the past, overcome your challenges, with the 5 of Swords, I do feel in the past there was a lot of conflict between the two of you, whoever you're inquiring about. And the 5 of Swords can be seen as that battlefield where one person has been defeated, and it's not a nice scene, okay? Usually it's an ego victory. And I find that a lot of times when it comes to love, the person who did the defeating actually defeats themselves in the end, okay? So they may have thought that they were doing whatever, and a lot of times it's that they took for granted what they had. They may have once thought that, well, I can do whatever, and this person's not ever gonna, say boo about it. And then I think at some point there may have been some sort of shift where they started to recognize the error of the ways that they've had. So, asking about your past, I do sense that this person wants to overcome the challenges, that they did care, and that it was something that was actually was helping you guys to tap into the divine wisdom. And our soul star chakra is connected to our super consciousness. It's connected to our spiritual understanding, our growth, and our evolution. So whatever has happened between the two of you, I do feel it was guided in that way. It was meant to happen in the way that it was. I feel it's helped this person to become more flexible in relationships, and maybe to recognize the way that they've been showing up in relationships. I feel like they were kind of a fool in the past, okay? They took this leap of faith. They weren't ready for what, they could have with you. And I sense that the way that they act and the things that have happened between the two of you actually, like, just kind of placed a dagger into both people's hearts. And again, I'm picking up that energy. It was like, they may have taken for granted this fact of like, oh, this person's going to be my happy ending. Like I just sense that like you wanted this person to be your happy ending. You looked at them as victory. You looked at them as somebody you wanted to take this leap of faith with. You were trying to be as flexible as you could when it came to this relationship. You're really trying hard to hold that course with this person. And at some point, something may have, pretty significantly happened on that battlefield of love, which kind of defeated you both. And so you're likely not communicating right now. You wouldn't be on a reading like, do they even care? Did they ever care? And I sense that this person does want to make this right. I feel like they want to clear things away. But I'm also picking up for the person that's here, you may be in this energy of just like wanting to release the past altogether because of the pain that you acquired from this. I really feel like you at one point were, all gung-ho, holding on to that course. And, there's just been so many challenges that it may be hard for you to even see, like, how am I going to have victory with this person that, has stuck this dagger into my heart? How can I ever trust this person? Am I crazy for thinking that we're ever going to have this happy ending? Do they even care? Do they even care about what they did? Do they even care now that, you're in pain and all of that? So tapping into this now, and again, down here too, I feel like this person was very guarded in the past, and it's like whatever you observed of them, like the behaviors and the traits that they brought forth was not very becoming. And it probably at some point shifted you into a place of like you now at this point within this connection are being the one that's like guarding yourself. You're protecting yourself from this. And I sense that this person may still care. Okay. I do feel like, you're asking, do they care? I think they do. I think they feel badly for how they approach this with you and feel badly for taking advantage of the kindness or the flexibility that you were bringing into this relationship. So your sacral chakra, I sense, needs a lot of healing, okay? If you're a divine feminine, you probably want to do some womb healing and clearing. And people always ask, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? You just need to, like, meditate and set your intention and, look for people in your area that are, like, Reiki healers and things like that can help you with that. I do offer specifically designed meditations for people, but you don't need me, okay? You can do this on your own. All of the answers are inside of yourself. And I do feel like there's a lot of wisdom that you guys are learning from whatever difficulties you've had here. I feel like you needed to have better boundaries. You needed to have better, like, okay, these are my standards, and I'm not going to put my standards down just because I really love this person and I want to have this happy ending with this person. And I feel like that's what you're doing now. You're starting to tap into that wisdom, and you're realizing that you can give to people, but if they're not giving back to you, then you have to withdraw at some point. You have to protect yourself. And I feel like this person has observed you change, and they now are wanting to clear this past, okay? They're wanting to clear up the past, whatever has happened between the two of you, so that they can heal this moment and move forward with you. So I don't feel like you're necessarily like pulled off the path altogether. I feel like if this person approached you properly, you'd probably, talk to them. You may like let down your guard, but this person needs to show to you and prove to you that they're not going to repeat whatever they've done before. It has to be like this it's going to be a leap of faith on your behalf, but I also feel like it's going to be a leap of faith on their behalf because they feel a little like guilty, okay? These people feel guilty. They feel like they did something wrong here. And I feel like it's easier for them to stay on the sideline and kind of wait for the right opportunity rather than just taking this leap of faith and coming forward to manifest this with you. And I do feel like this is like a divine connection where, this was all meant for something bigger here. It wasn't just designed to be an easy connection. Whatever you guys did, whatever you did go through in this connection, I feel like it was to help you to learn and to start figuring out how to overcome challenges. So tapping into this color plum can help you. Eating anything that's the color of plum, wearing the color plum, just meditating on this color, maybe getting some flowers with this color within it is going to help you to like tap into that vibration and energy. You know, color is frequencies and energies. So when we need a certain frequency, you need to just allow yourself to connect with it in any way possible. So if like eating something this color doesn't appeal to you at all, then don't. But you can still incorporate it into your healing process. So I really feel that this person does still care, okay? And they did care at the time, but they were taking you for granted. I don't think they realized that the way that they were treating you was going to ever have like a repercussion. I feel like this person thought that you would still want this with them regardless of their actions and non-actions, and that they could kind of be guarded to you and keep you out in this energy of like being on the sideline watching. And eventually you started to tap into your divine wisdom. You started to learn what you needed to learn about how relationships work, and the fact that this person wasn't, you know, letting their guard down and wasn't, you know, giving back equally to what you were giving. You started to protect yourself. You pulled yourself away. I feel like there could have been something significant that happened too, where you felt like there was just no longer going to be a victory with this person. And I do sense that for some of you, you're still in that energy. You're still wondering, like, is this even worth it? Should I even, you know, talk to this person anymore? We do have the King of Swords here as well. So some of them do want to communicate with you, but there is conflict. There could be competition. There could be 30 parties. I don't know. There could be third parties involved in this. The third party's energy could have been what you maybe observed and switched this up. They may have been guarded with you because they were dealing with other people. They were keeping you on the sideline, thinking, you know, this person's not going anywhere, so I'm going to put them on the back burner. And I feel like at some point you decided that you didn't want to be a part of that, so you pulled yourself out of like that mix. You took yourself out of the roster. You weren't going to be an option anymore. And so now this person may want to come talk to you for a new beginning. And it's interesting because this is the King of Swords, but he's holding a big pentacle. I think it's a shield, but for me it looks like a big pentacle, which represents to me a new beginning of value and worth. So this king does have something valuable to offer you, but he may be holding back because he's not sure where you stand with him. And I sense that you're not really sure where you stand with this person either. Or you probably wouldn't be here. Here's the third party. So you definitely had something in this connection. And that doesn't always have to be a third like person. It could have been like maybe they were just so engrossed in their work that they never had time for you. Maybe they were constantly going off and drinking, and they did stupid shit while they were drunk, or while they were like doing drugs, or whatever it was. There was something in this connection that it was like you were fighting to have a place in their life. I do feel like for some of you, there could have been somebody like in this connection too that was like detrimental. I feel like this is a soulmate twin flame type of connection. We do have the dolphins here. We have the Two of Cups here. This is something significant. Something else outside of this connection has influenced it in a negative way. So it could have been a person that, you know, was like saying stuff to this person about you, or was making this person look at you as like, you know, not such a great light. It could be like a mother figure. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be their friends just don't get you. Okay. Like you could have different beliefs. There's so many different ways that this could come through, but I feel like there's been something here that was just not right. Okay. Something was not right that made this person act the way they acted. And then once they like realized that they couldn't treat, like once you pulled yourself out of there, I feel like some sort of different truth came in for this person. They were like, wait a minute, I think I was looking at this the wrong way. And I also feel like somebody is trying to stand between you. Okay, so this could be like that they're married. This could be, again, family members or something. For some of you out there, there's definitely been somebody that's doing something behind the scenes that's keeping this person from being able to really embrace this connection with you. So it wasn't that they didn't care about you. It was just that they were consumed. Okay, so take what resonates. It's either, you know, they were just not being a good person, or they were being lied to and manipulated. They could have, for some of you, somebody could have even done something and try to make it look like it was you that did it. Okay, like they're trying to like point the finger on you because they're jealous of you, and they wanted this person to not go with you. They didn't want this person to go with their destiny. They were trying to become between this because if they were jealous, there was something here that was keeping this person from taking this leap of faith with you. And I feel like it was definitely for a lot of you a person doing something manipulative, okay, because they're jealous of this. And then, yeah, look at, there's that Ace of Pentacles. So they do still care. They do still want a new valuable beginning with you, but there's been a lot of challenges here, okay? And I think this is something that you need to keep in mind. For some of you, yeah, like you need to see this from a different perspective. Because I feel like the reason why this person may have been acting the way they were, not in all cases, but in some, was influenced by outside. Okay, so tap into that color of indigo. This is the color of your third eye. Try to look at things from a different perspective. Try to tap into their perspective to see why they were like keeping you at bay. Why were they being guarded towards you? You know, think about, is there somebody in their family that was like watching from the sidelines? Was there somebody that they're romantically involved with? Somebody in this person's life was doing something and saying something to this person. Could have even gone to an extreme of like manipulation, like could have just done something and pretended like, oh, you know, so-and-so did that, and just pointed the finger at you. And that's what kept this person guarded with you, because at their core they knew it wasn't you. But for others, you know, like those of you that are resonating with this, they knew it wasn't you at their core, but they doubted. Okay, they doubted, and it did basically, it just pushed this off. It just kept this from manifesting. I do feel like it will still manifest. I think that you still have victory that's had here, and that this happy ending was set into motion a long time ago before you even came here. You just need to be able to overcome whatever bullshit somebody brought in. Okay, something was definitely changed within your connection from an outside influence. Okay, we get the 5-5. So at the core of this person's truth, they do care. They did care. I think the best thing for you guys to do right now is to just clear whatever past bullshit happened and just be in your truth and integrity, and know that, you know, even though somebody came in and fucked with it, I do sense that it was still part of like your divine mission. It was still part of like understanding wisdom and understanding relationships and having better boundaries, because I do still feel for a lot of you, you were giving way too much to this person. You were doing way too much for this person, and it's like they were taking advantage of it, and they weren't listening to their heart. They weren't listening to their soul. They were like allowing outside people to make and manipulate what was going on between the two of you. So just stay that course of knowing that things will probably rekindle between the two of you. Hear each other out, be flexible with each other, and tap into that divine wisdom that's available for you both. Okay, so I do feel like you'll have a new beginning. This person may even come apologize to you. They may even admit to you that, you know what, I thought you did this, or I thought this, or I thought that, or I'm sorry I was like so inundated with this, or I'm sorry that I, you know, put you into the middle of a third party situation. So definitely some of you are going to have an apology, and there's definitely a new beginning of love that's available to you. Some of you may have new love coming in, because the Page of Cups is that like new, young, butterfly love, and the Ace of Cups can indicate new love. So for some of you, I feel like this person may have kind of screwed things up, and you may have a decision to make. Yeah, I'm seeing the Two of Wands here. So this is like making a choice. You may be at this fork in the road. You're not sure which way to go, if you even want to deal with this person anymore, or if you're wanting to just go in a whole new direction with somebody where there's not going to be the conflict and competition. But regardless, yeah, look at that. The Five of Swords is underneath it. But regardless, you know, I do feel like it's worth the two of you communicating and talking about this stuff. This person may even get creative in how they come back around to tell you about the secrets and the things that was going on behind the scenes. There was something here that was hidden from you, that was hidden from them, and I feel like they've uncovered it, or they just know at their core. It's like they've put two and two together. You know, they're like, oh shit, you know, that doesn't really make sense that it would be this person to do this, and they may have seen somebody else's true colors when it come to you. So I do feel like the wishes can be fulfilled here, but you may have, yeah, look at that, the stars here. You may have to make a decision if you even are going to allow this person back in after it. I guess it really just depends on what happened between you guys, okay? If it was really bad or not, and where you're feeling at this moment, because for some of you, I feel like you're just like, ugh. And for others, you do still want to reconcile with this person. You still do want this Ten of Cups with them. And when you have it, you'll get your Ten of Pentacles. This was something fated, okay? You guys are fated to come together. I do feel like this person's gonna take action to communicate with you. It's just they need to get out of whatever like fear they're holding on to when it comes to owning up to whatever they were doing and whatever they were being manipulated by from the outside. And again, that could just be drugs, alcohol, behaviors and beliefs, but there's definitely a fear for some that you may not want them back after what they've done, this Queen of Swords. And for some of you, you may just be really, really guarded because you don't want to go through the pain of what this person brought to you in the past. All right, so I'm going to move on. Number 2. We're going to find out, did this person ever care? Does this person care? Okay, so we'll tap into like the past energies with this connection and, you know, what's going on right now. We get the 4 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. We have the 4 of Swords. We have love with the heart chakra, abundance with the root chakra, infinite abundance is pouring into your life, reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. The High Priestess and the 4 of Wands. All right. So these are pretty positive energies. So I'm going to say right off the bat that this person does care. And I feel like they did care as well. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Like, what's the problem? What's freaking pop? Oh, that's right. I need to get you guys a color too. So maybe we'll get the problem from the color. I am seeing awaken your empathy stayed on the bottom. Like it stayed on the ground there. We got rainbow. Connect to spirit and nature. So that's like all of the chakras. And ruby, rejuvenate your body. Huh. They're not giving me much help. All right. Let me just start over here. All right. Well, okay. I get it. I get it now. All right. So whatever happened between the two of you, obviously when you come to a reading like this and you're like, do they care? Did they ever care? It's probably not that your relationship's at the greatest point right now. But I feel like at one point it was. I feel like at one point you could have even been married to this person, or this could be something from a past life as well, where the two of you just have a very, very deep soul connection. This is like a wish come true, okay? The two of you coming together was like a wish come true. You both make each other very happy. You both are destined for each other. The Wheel of Fortune is about destiny. It's also about abundance. This can be like, just having like you can win money, you can find money, you can have money passed down to you. There's just a lot of abundance that's available with this. And I'm seeing all this other abundance here. So I really feel like it was like you guys were meant to come together to heal and to align into this time of like infinite abundance, okay? To attract new, to attract what you actually deserve. And I feel like there's something inside of you. The reason why it hasn't happened is because that neither of you have felt or had felt worthy of it. Neither of you felt like you were worthy of the other. You both probably placed the other person up on a pedestal. And so while you both like really, really liked each other, you both were very happy in each other's presence. You know, you filled each other's cups up. It was like, this is the perfect person. You did it to an extent where you like kind of screwed yourselves because you just got too awkward with each other. You maybe have had a hard time communicating with each other. You may have it may have just been easier to stay away from the person rather than to let the person fully in because you didn't want them to see like your insecurities. You didn't want them to look at you in a way that was bad. So you may have tried to even like pretend like there was something else, like, you know, like little like just like keeping parts of yourself hidden because you didn't want them to see that part of you. And I really feel like that was the main issue here. Now, this could be on either side. This could have been them or this could have been you. I feel like you both may have mirrored it to each other. This is probably a twin flame connection with the 4 of Wands twice. And I definitely feel like it's you, when you both of you look at it, you both look at it in the same way. Like, they don't really care about me. You know, they deserve better than me or whatever. But at the same time, you're both very pulled to each other. You both very much wanted to be with each other. But it was like neither one of you could just let your guard down enough to be fully present, fully authentic, fully vulnerable to let the other one see all of that, okay? So I do feel like this person does and did care a lot, but it was like this stuff needed to heal. The 4 of Swords is about meditation and healing and being silent and all of that. So you guys likely were silent around each other more than you opened up, okay? So if this doesn't make sense for you guys, then you may want to choose another pile, but even the High Priestess is silent. And I do feel like you're either a High Priestess or the person you're dealing with is a High Priestess. Very, very intuitive. It was like you guys could intuitively pick up each other. You had telepathic connection. And I feel like even if they didn't tell you stuff, it was like you still knew. But it was like neither one of you were comfortable enough to just fucking say it. Neither one of you could just like open up and be like, I fucking love you, or I really like you, or you're amazing, or this is like exactly what I've wanted, or, you know, it was like you just were too like, about it to actually speak up about it. And I do feel like they did care, they do care, and there's still, you know, this is still something that's destined to happen. So even if you're in this time of silence right now, I feel like eventually the silence will break. This was all meant to happen. This was all part of your destiny. And eventually you guys will have your Four of Wands union. I am seeing there's 3 people on this card. So for some of you, there could have been another influence or another person in your connection that like maybe was part of the reason why you guys weren't able to like fully open up to each other. For some of you, I feel like it was like your inner selves and outer selves, though. It was like inside of you, you were screaming to tell this person how you felt. You were feeling like all these things, all these emotions, but on the surface, you were trying to be too cool, too calm. You know, like, it's almost like you guys were like, almost like playing games with each other. It wasn't trying to play games with each other. It was just like you wanted the other one to see you in a better light than what you maybe thought they would see you if you had opened up to that truth at the core of you. So it really feels like that's the main issue here, is that neither one of you were really willing or able to be 100% authentic and vulnerable. And I do feel like for some of you, it was due to whatever you guys went through in the past. So this third thing could have been like your heart had been broken by somebody that really hurt you. Maybe you had been vulnerable in the past, or maybe even other, like multiple relationships. It was like you just kept getting hurt over and over and over again. So it's like you put up this guard and you're like, I ain't gonna show this person who I am like madly in love with, who's like the perfect person for me, any of this, because every time I do, it goes bad, you know? And I feel like they could be doing the same thing. They may have had a relationship where they thought they were getting their Four of Wands. They thought they were, you know, aligned with their destiny. Their wishes were coming true. Something fucked up. Maybe they got cheated on. Maybe they got taken advantage of. And so, again, it does feel like very, very mirrored energy. So the two of you could have been coming from very, like, difficult backgrounds, difficult relationships, and the two of you needed to heal the way that you come and present yourselves within a love connection before you could actually open up to this abundance, open up to this expansion, open up to your destiny here. So it was all about getting into your intuition. It was about understanding and rejuvenating, connecting with your spirit rather than just like the physical world. So now that you guys have taken time away from each other to do this healing work, I feel like you will be grounding this into the physical, okay? Like I do feel like there's definitely something here where you guys will be coming together. You'll be bringing this, like you're gonna reach the destination. So if at your core you're still wanting to like get back together with this person, I feel like they still want to be with you, and I do sense that you'll get there. But right now, you guys are probably just still working with spirit. You're tapping into your intuition. You're meditating. You're healing, growing, learning in this time of separation and silence about how to align with what you wish for. You know, how to receive what you wish for. Not to be afraid of it. Not to keep yourself away from it. You know, like sabotage your happiness. I feel like you guys are both sabotaging your happiness. So the color ruby is going to help you to ground these energies, and the rainbow is going to help you to feel more connected to spirit, to balance all of your chakras. But I do feel like there's a lot of abundance that's going to be coming in, and I feel like you're going to, like, I also feel for the both of you, you had lessons and things to do on your own before you could come together and to ground this into the physical. But it's definitely coming to the physical. I don't think it's going to be like a very long, like arduous fight anymore. I feel like you guys did a lot of the battle. You could be like, I'm feeling like a lot of that Nine of Pentacles energy. So I feel like you're probably both single. You're both confident. You're both independent. You're both doing the work that you need to do. Probably attracting to you the abundance. Like you could be aligning with your mission work, what you're passionate about, what you like feel like you love to do. And through doing that, you're healing your value and your worth. And I feel like this person's starting to heal from whatever thing that they had to heal from. They're probably, attracting a lot of abundance into their life. And eventually, you guys will be able to come back together in a better way. So let me see if they have anything else to say here. But I do really feel like this person cares. Yeah, so we got the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of fear. And I feel like it's, then and now. I don't think it's one over the other. I think there was fear in the past of, look at, this brick wall that he's within. It was, in the past, you both had these walls up because you're like, well, every time I let these walls down, I get really hurt. And you're both, afraid to just show each other the truth, the real, raw, vulnerable parts of yourselves. And then we also have the King of Wands. So there's a lot of freaking passion here between the two of you. I feel like you guys are each other's wishes fulfilled. They could see you as there's these, I think these are either kings or queens, but it's Pentacles and Wand energy here. So you guys look at Four of Wands on the bottom. Four Swords, healing. All right, so you guys are healing your fears from the past. You're very attracted to each other. You both see the value within each other, but you just need a time out to heal. And I do feel like this is present and past. I don't think there's, I said, one over the other. There's a lot of anxiety here too. I feel like there's anxiety about putting an end to the cycle because this cycle has been repeating for the both of you. You probably still could be somewhat connected to each other. You may still, know and feel this about each other, but it's you still doubt and you're still afraid to be the one that puts the end to the silence or puts the end to the cycle of being I don't know if I can be vulnerable. I don't know if I can show you me 100%. And then the Six is the Lovers. So it's you both have to make that choice to love each other, to allow each other. Yeah, and we get the Six of Pentacles. This is going to be an equal give and take. So I do feel like you will have that. I feel like you guys will make that decision to come together. Now we got the King of Swords. So you got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. This person wants to communicate with you. They see the value of you. You see the value of them. They want to tell you the truth. They want to have equal give and take with you. But they just have to make that decision to do it, to go after what their wish is for. So you definitely do make each other very happy. And I feel like it's similar, to having each other up on that pedestal, just putting each other way up and feeling insecure in yourselves, feeling like you're not good enough, having a little bit of secrets that you guys are holding on to because it was just easier to hold on to it than to be vulnerable and tell this person oh yeah, well, I had to deal with this X, Y, and Z. And it was you guys just chose to be silent in each other's presence rather than to really become 100% vocal and honest about the truth that you were feeling. So she's holding the world in her hand there too on that moon card. So I do feel again that the world, it's this cycle will come to an end. You are their person, okay? It's you guys do have a lot of truth to share with each other. You got the King and Queen of Swords here, and I don't feel that's I want to hide from you or cut you out of my life. I feel you both just need to open the fuck up and say what you truly feel. And then we do have the Knight of Swords here. So I do feel eventually this person will rush into your life to tell you how they feel. But they could be waiting for you at the same time. At the same token, Ace of Swords. You guys, you just need to talk to each other. That's what's going to transform this connection. You just need to be able to be really authentic and true. What do you really want with this person? What do they really want with you? No game playing, no bullshit. This was the main issue here. This King of Cups is that person who, I love you and I want to be with you and you're amazing, but I'm not going to show you it. I'm not going to tell you it. I'm going to pretend like I don't. So they need to get into this Knight of Cups energy and be romantic. And I feel you both need to do that. Yeah, and when you open up to that romantic part of yourself, that flirting energy, I love you, I like you, I really want to be with you, that's when you guys are going to reconcile. And that's when things are going to be okay. That's when you're going to make the choice to let the sun and let the light into your life. And when you do, you guys are going to be a power couple. I feel you're going to have a shit ton of abundance coming in. Very comfortable life. This is the ultimate fulfilling relationship. It's just that neither one of you are allowing yourselves to be I like you too. You're just pretending you didn't care. So, yeah, you will have a new beginning here. Ace of Cups, new beginning in love. And I feel it's coming from this wounded place. So you both need to heal the wounds and just open back up. But they do care. They did care. And I feel one of you guys just needs to break the ice and say like, hey, I still like you, instead of waiting for the other. One has to be the one that like takes this leap of faith and jumps into these emotions and allows themselves to like have this happiness, because it's like they know at their core it's going to make them happy. They know at their core you're the one, but they're just guarded because they've been burned before, and because you weren't, because you didn't show them this, because you both had these walls up, they weren't sure. There was insecurities. They were like, well, she must not like me, or he must not like me. I don't really know. But I do feel like there's a lot of healing that has happened in the time that you've been away from each other. And intuitively, you tap into yourself. You're going to feel it. You're going to know that this is your truth, and that it wasn't that they didn't like you or that they didn't care. It was just that they were afraid to be the one that was like, I love you. And you're probably feeling the same way. Okay? So that is number 2. We're going to move on. Good luck with that relationship. All right, number 3. We're going to find out, did this person ever care? Do they care about you now? We have the Magician, 5 of Pentacles, the Prince of Swords, the 3 of Swords, Jesus Christ, forgiveness, inner child, surrendering to the journey, stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. Release control here. Empress and Judgment. All right, guys. So first off the bat, with all this pain and everything here, usually if you don't care about somebody, you're not going to have a whole lot of pain attached to it. For some of you, though, I do feel like you may be the one that's carrying a majority of the pain. I don't think that's just for like a whole bunch of you. I feel like for some of you, it's just like, even in those of you who are the only ones carrying the pain, it's like you know at your core that this wasn't the right person for you, and it was like you made a mistake, okay? But for others of you, you both have this pain. You both feel this way. It wasn't like one over the other. I gotta get you guys your color. But there's definitely something here that was very painful. And I feel like you both are trying to control something, okay? There's like an immaturity about this relationship. We have Jade, take action. So there could have been a lot of like resistance to love with this person that you're dealing with. It could have been like a non-committal person. What else? Developmental clarity. So yeah, for some of you, you are seeing more clearly about like why this pain came about, and for others, I feel like this person's starting to realize the error of their ways. Like, oh, I was just being an asshole. I was trying to control everything. They felt like they were being powerful, but they were like the Emperor in reverse, where it's like they were trying to manipulate and control. Okay, so I do feel like in the past, this person cared, but not as much as you. Okay, they didn't care as much as you, and I know that's going to hurt some of you, but that's just the truth. They just didn't care as much as you, and it was like a defense mechanism. It was like, because you don't let people in, like you don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like you don't go back and forth with people, you don't connect with people on that deep level, and then like just not care about them at all. Because I feel like there is a deep connection with you guys. You know, this type of pain doesn't come out of like nothing. This type of pain comes out of love. So for some of you, you could have known this person for a long time with the inner child here. This could have been somebody that you met as a child, or you could have past lives together, because I am picking up that 6 of Cups energy here as well. But I feel like this person, they had core wounds from childhood, from past lives, that they needed to transform, that they needed to get out of. Okay, so this magician, this person that you're dealing with needed to embody this energy. They needed to collect all the tools that are required to become the magician, to transform and to attract to them the right things into their life. And I feel like they were focused on the wrong things in the past. And in the past, you may have been focused on the wrong things. I think in the past, you were just focused on this person rather than focusing on yourself and on your growth and on your healing. You were focusing on the fact that this person was leaving you out in the cold, that you didn't have enough, or that you weren't enough for this person. Like, why don't they like me? Why don't they love me? Why don't they want me? So you're throwing yourself at this person And it was like, you were just feeding this person's ego, you know, and it was hurting you over and over. And I do sense that this person probably came in and out of your life a few times, and they probably took advantage of it. I don't think that they really saw an issue with the things that they were doing, you know, and you could have allowed that because you didn't have boundaries, because you didn't have, like, it's almost like you might have like the daddy issues, you know, like you just allow people to treat you badly because you got used to being treated badly as a child, or you felt like a piece of shit, like you didn't feel like you were good enough to have love, so you allowed this person to give you like what you felt was their love, which was not a whole lot of action, was not a whole lot of love. It was just like they may have come in, talked to you, maybe they had sex with you, and then they were gone. And you were trying to control things. You were trying to like keep this person in your life, so you were allowing them to treat you in that way. And you actually set up a dynamic of this person treating you in that way because they didn't see an issue with it, because you weren't making an issue of it. And then I feel like at some point it just came to this point where this person probably, you know, really walked away. And for some of you, I'm going to say that some of you, that person who left needed to leave. Okay, like they weren't the one, and you have seen that. Okay, you know that now. If you don't feel that, then that's not for you. But if you know that at your core that this person leaving you in this pain was the best thing that ever could happen, because it has helped you to become a person that realizes your value. You know, that you can look into the mirror, you're becoming the Empress. So you've gone through your transformation. You have all the tools of the magician now. This connection was destined to transform you. It was probably a karmic connection that was like, hey, this is something you need to heal from so that you don't repeat this thing happening again and again. For others, though, I feel like you guys mirrored this to each other. This was a lesson you both needed to learn into understanding and realizing that you allowed this to happen by the way that you were allowing this person to treat you. And this person needed to realize, like, after, you know, this time of coming in and out and, like, then seeing what they did, I feel like they realized how badly they've hurt you. They started to look at, like, their part in that. And so now they're transforming. So I do feel like for a lot of you, at some point you became the Empress. And if you haven't yet, you will, okay? You may still let this person come in out of your life and treat you poorly. But I feel like at some point, for a lot of you, you decided, no, that's enough. I'm not going to be, you know, treated that way. I deserve better. I know my value. I know my worth. I don't want to be your booty call. I don't want to be one of your, you know, people. I want to be treated like the Empress. I receive love. So you may have been chasing this person in the past, like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And it was that energy that was like making them not care. You know, it was like leaving you out in the cold because it was like you didn't have any value on yourself, so they didn't have any value on yourself. And if you're still in that cycle, you need to stop that and become the magician. Collect all the tools so that you can be the Empress. The Empress has that embodiment of all the queens. The magician has the embodiment of all the tools. So again, both of them, whether you're feminine or masculine, you need to collect all of that balance for yourself. So you got to get your energy right. You got to get your money, your value right, your worth, your pentacle energy right. You need to make sure you're putting your right energy with the wands out into the world, that you're passionate about what you're doing, and that the people that you're dealing with are passionate about you. You got to have your emotions balanced in a way that you're not, chasing after something that isn't fulfilling or is only giving you a little bit of something. And you have to forgive yourself for allowing this to happen, and they need to forgive themselves for, whatever dynamics they brought to this. I feel like for some of them, the way they were treating you was just a reflection of how they felt about themselves. They may have been non-committal and kind of like treating you poorly because they didn't feel worthy enough to have something solid. They didn't feel worthy enough to have love. And so the love you were trying to give them was like repelling them. And it was like, and I don't want to say they didn't care, but it was like they just didn't care as much as you did because they didn't feel like they deserved it. And for some of them, they could have taken advantage of it a little bit. But there was something inside of them that was making them do that was making them come in. I feel like you may have been dealing with a magician, okay? The guy that shows up and he's like, hey, I like you, and then disappears. And then, hey, I'm back, and then disappears. And hey, I'm back, and disappears. Some of you, that that person leaving needed to happen so that you could rise into this, so that your judgment could happen and you can attract to you the appropriate people who are going to be there. You needed to surrender and release control of the outcome of like, hey, this got to be the person, it's got to be him, it's got to be her, it's got to be this person. You needed to let go of that, and you need to focus on you so that you could attract to you the appropriate person. So some of you, it may be this person coming back around to reconcile with you, and for others, it's going to be the person that's going to mirror to you this power, this energy that you've acquired. And it's going to be your perfect match. It's going to be somebody that you now have this mental clarity and understanding that through taking action and putting your love for yourself first is what's going to attract it. So really tapping into this green energy is going to help you continue with the healing of your heart, forgiving your inner child, forgiving, this person, realizing that whatever they were doing was likely coming from wounds of their inner child. It could have actually come from wounds that they had dealt with other lovers, could have come from wounds of past lives. This could have been a karmic contract that you guys both signed up to. But there's definitely something here that you both need to forgive. And I feel like it's forgiving of each other and forgiving of yourselves. I feel like this person could have resentment against you because they weren't I feel like they weren't realizing what was there until something blew up, and now they may be resentful of it. And I don't think they want to resent you. It's almost like they resent themselves, but through resenting themselves, they resent you. So this could be a twin flame, because a lot of times you guys treat each other or feel the same way about each other, but there's no just reason for it. It's why the fuck am I so mad at this person? It's usually because you're mad at yourself. But there's just definitely been a lot of pain here. And a lot of rejection, a lot of fears, a lot of this could have even impacted you, your finances. This person could have been struggling financially, and that again could have been the reason why they kind of kept you at arm's length, because they couldn't afford to give you dating. Okay, they couldn't afford to take you out and treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, and so if they didn't have a whole lot of value on themselves, that's going to ripple into the world around them. There's not going to be a whole lot of value that's around them. They're not going to attract people who feel valuable to them. They're not going to attract people who feel valuable about themselves. And the same thing for you, okay? Mirror, all right? So for some of you, this might be a twin flame situation that it was just a big karmic lesson that you needed to heal and release from. From others, it could have been a karmic person that you needed to step into your power so that you could get away from this and surrender this and surrender the control of outcome, so that you could be, that empress and become that magician that transmuting all of this pain into power and taking action into your life to know what you actually deserve and what you don't deserve after this time of clarity and realizing hey, that wasn't cool. For others of you, this is somebody that it was just it's just a divine connection. It was just a person, a soulmate or somebody that you have this deep past life inner child contract with, that you will reconcile together, but you both need to forgive, and you both need to do a lot of healing within the heart. You both need to make sure you're feeling that you're valuable. So I do feel for a majority of you at this time, they do care. Okay, and they do want to rush in to talk to you, but some of them are sensing and feeling your pain, so that could be keeping them away. They may feel if they rush in that you're going to reject them, because you may be afraid that they're going to do what they did in the past. You may be afraid that this person's just going to repeat the cycle, and you could be very scared of that. But for a lot of them, I do feel if at some point you have said no to them returning, they may have been going through a time of transformation after realizing what they'd done. I don't feel like they realized it in the past. So again, it's not that they didn't care. They just they weren't aware. They didn't have that awareness of oh, people's hearts are in my hand. Okay. They just were kind of oblivious to it. So again, take what resonates, leave the rest. I know this may be confusing. It's confusing for me, but it makes sense, but it's confusing at the same time. So yeah, this person does care, does want to talk to you. If it was those of you who, right from the get-go, you learned your lesson, they didn't care then, they probably aren't coming back around now, but I do feel you have transformed, so you're going to attract somebody to you that can mirror that to you. Yeah, you've healed, temperance. So you're going to attract to you your true union. Others of you, you've also healed, and so through that healing, you're going to attract union with this person for reconciliation. The Judgment card can be a card of reconciliation. I feel this person will make some sort of small offer. This is the Page of Pentacles. So it's not going to be they come rushing in, let's get married. Oh, but there's the Chariot. So they are going to come rushing in, but they're not going to be offering marriage and whatever. Let's see what they are going to offer. I do feel like this person was non-committal in the past. And again, it was a reflection of their inner, oh my God, they're going to offer partnership, soulmate, twin flame, Two of Cups. So they do want to offer you love. They do want to offer you romance. They want to offer you their heart. Okay, so a lot of you, if you know for sure that this person wasn't like just a karmic lesson that needed to be removed out, they're coming back in quickly to offer you their Two of Cups. Okay, it was like, I feel like they were emotionally withdrawn in the past, but now they're afraid that you're emotionally withdrawn from them. Some sort of tower has crumbled here. Epiphanies have been had. And this person may be realizing that they were blocking themselves from abundance. They were blocking themselves from commitment. This is the Ten of Pentacles. This is like that ultimate fulfillment. This is the dream that people all have. Like, I want that beautiful house with the fence and the dog and the kids and the this and the that. That's what this is. So this person is coming to offer you this. But I feel like they're waiting for the right opportunity. They're waiting to see if you still want them, because you've been sunken in a way, like really working on yourself. I feel like you've gone through the tower with this, and they may be getting creative in how they're going to come back around to you. Yeah, but they're definitely going to offer it. Some of them could be bringing apologies. Some of them, you still inspire that like butterfly in the belly type of connection. The Page of Cups. It's like, oh my God, I like you so much. You definitely have a lot of page energy here. So this person could just feel like immature. They could be younger than you, or you could be younger than them. But it's like they're not coming in with a huge like, let's get married. But I feel like that's the start of where it would be headed. Okay? If you were to tell them that, they'd probably run the other direction. But I do feel like in their core, you are their soulmate. You are their person that they ultimately want this fulfillment with. I don't think they're going to find it with anybody else. Yeah, they're your emperor. Okay, for a lot of you, this was something that you just had to go through so that you could become the emperor and empress. And they will bring new communication to you in the future. But they got to get out of this energy of fear. And you got to get out of the energy of fear of this person. Okay, because I don't feel like they want to come back to hurt you. I think they want to come back to have victory with you and to give you an equal give and take at this point. Whatever was happening in the past was not equal give and take. But they're ready to do that now. They're ready to give you the Ten of Cups and to take this leap of faith. But I think you guys need to take baby steps with each other. You know, and there's still a lot of inner child healing that needs to happen too, that I'm picking up with that page energy. Because you got all the pages here. And even this is like that young, like, yay, I'm going to take my leap of faith into, you know, fulfillment and happiness. But they are ready to be in a much more balanced connection with you. And I do feel like they do sense this on some level, that like you're their person, that this is available to them with, but they need to do it slowly. And I feel like you do too. I feel like you both still have some stuff inside that it's like you've been healing, but you need to heal together now. So you healed separately away from each other, collecting all the things and the tools, the energies that were required to bring the reconciliation back around. I feel like Spirit is guiding you guys together. So you may be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicity connected to each other. We get number 17 here, which is one of the twin flame numbers. If you add it up, it's 8. So it's that infinite connection. You get a lot of 10s here. So you could be seeing 10, 10. 32 adds up to 5, so that's about the things changing. 9, you got 3 again, so transformation. I just feel like there's a lot of transformation that had to happen here. But this is your emperor to your empress. And if you were dealing with somebody that you know you're better off without, you will be attracting to you this emperor. And I think that, again, is why you're getting the page, because it will be like new love. It will be like that exciting love that brings in that like, oh my God, butterflies in my stomach. And I do feel like it will go quickly though. Okay, it's like you guys got to take baby steps with each other, but I feel like it's coming in quickly. You guys are going to be pulled to each other quickly, but you can't go from like, hey, this is our first date, to hey, I'm moving in, you know. But I do feel like it's going to feel quick. Okay, it's like you guys are going to come together, things are going to go good. Whatever was happening in the past is not going to be happening in the past. You're going to be getting the fulfillment. You guys are going to be building this tower back up. And I feel like as long as you're expressing your emotions with each other authentically and openly without these fears, you guys will take that power and you'll take that lead. You'll step into this and realize how powerful you are. And you guys are going to allow yourselves to surrender to this journey so that you can attract to you that ultimate fulfillment, that abundance, that transformation that you guys have been likely wanting but afraid of admitting. Okay? Yeah, I feel like you guys have just been like in this stagnancy, like this hangman, like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. But now you're ready. Now you're ready to take action and communicate with each other. And I feel like it was one of those things that you're going to look back and be like, oh my God, it's already been a year. Oh my God, like, I basically live with you. Or, oh my God, like, what happened here? Okay? Something that's going to happen quickly. But because this person, I feel like, has been guarded in the past, and you've probably become guarded as like whatever happened here, you just need to be gentle with each other, okay? So that you don't end up knocking over cups and like rejecting each other unknowingly or hurting each other unknowingly, because you're both still carrying burdens from the past. But there is going to be an opportunity for a new beginning of value here, because this person has transformed and you have transformed. You guys are letting go of the bullshit, and they're definitely going to present to you this love, okay? They definitely feel this love for you. They may just have hard times expressing it. So that could be why some of you are here too. It's like you're wondering, like, do they even care about me? They do. They just have a hard time expressing it because it's vulnerable. And I feel like they're still like a little immature when it comes to that. It's like it's hard for them to truly open up and express the way that they feel. It's like they grew up in a society where if you're a man, you have to be cold and cool and whatever. And like for the women, I feel like you probably just grew up in a home that wasn't very conducive to like expressing your emotions. So you may have a hard time saying, I love you, I really like you, thank you, things like that. But I do feel like the two of you are going to work together on this, and that this is destiny, okay? So this is your Wheel of Fortune, and you are definitely going to be abundant. You're going to be attracting, maybe even, like, you guys will attract, like, a lot of abundance together. You may have, like, what do you call it? Like, you'll inherit stuff. Like, this is just, like, sudden things coming towards you. So I do feel like there's going to be this sense of things going quickly, but at the same time, taking it slowly with each other, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? There's definitely a higher level here to this commitment, and justice will be served, okay? So I hope that this assists you guys. Yeah, you guys helped each other to make each other stronger. And that's perfect. That's what you need to do with these types of things. And once one of you finds that you're strong enough, I think that this person will come back into your life to show you that just how strong their feelings are for you. But the way that they do it may be different than the way that you would expect someone to do it, okay? They may not say all the things that they're feeling, but you're going to feel it, okay? Like I said, just be careful and gentle with each other. And for those of you who, had to let go of somebody altogether, I do feel like somebody new is coming in, but they're still, like, they're going to be mirroring to you where you're at. So if you still have stuff inside you that needs to heal, work on it. Do some past life meditations, do some inner child meditations. Find the strength inside of you to forgive yourself for doing and dealing with whatever you've dealt with in the past, and forgive the persons that have hurt you, but forgive your family, forgive the people, like if your parents, if your inner child has been hurt, whoever hurt you as a child, whoever hurt you as you grew up, all of that. If you hurt yourself, you gotta forgive and start seeing things clearly, so that you don't keep putting yourself out in this Five of Pentacles energy. Because I do feel like in a lot of ways we attract this to ourselves by a reflection of how we feel about ourselves, by a reflection of what we feel we deserve. And you deserve more, okay? You deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel love. You deserve to have somebody that shows up for you all the time, not just sometimes, okay? So start showing up for yourself in that way, opening your heart up to receive this. Work with the color green and purple so that you can see clearly who's truly meant to be there for you, and who's, a lesson, and what you're supposed to do with these things, and just trust in the process. So I hope that this assists you guys. Thank you very much again to those of you who've been sending me beautiful gifts. Thank you very much to everybody who, has sent donations. If you'd like to send anything, that donation link is down below. The wish list is down below. I do appreciate it. And I even appreciate you guys who watch the ads, because that helps me too. Like, this was not like every month it's getting better. So this month was like a really big month. I was very surprised, like, whoa. So thank you to even those of you who watch the ads. That does help to keep my energy up. It's like an energy exchange, money, energy, gifts, all of it is exchanging each other. So thank you very much. And I will be coming back to do the rest of the signs. I just wanted to make sure I got a reading out that everybody could see and enjoy. Okay. So thank you. In Namaste.